want to ride faster but worry about crashing? Maybe you've had a crash and now feel nervous about going fast. Or perhaps you're tired of lagging behind your friends when riding. Here are 10 tips to help you become a better, faster, and safer rider. By better, I mean staying upright. Remember, when it comes to riding on the street, reaching your destination safely is a must. Being the first one there is just a bonus.
And now the 5-minute warning here for our 6th final race of the day. That is our first split wave race. 2 races for the price of 1. We'll have the first wave, which is the Rick Westbrook Memorial Ridge last race. They will race and leave the start finish line 3 seconds after that. The second wave will get their entertaining instructions as to how to start and when. Then they will leave the start finish line. So you will have 2 races racing at one time. However, second wave racers, Formula family, are fast. Keep an eye out for them as they start the second wave. Again, the first wave, the Rick Westbrook Memorial Middle Class race, that is a 4-row grid, 3 ridges across. On pole position here, number 101, the Farouk Khan. Khan, Hodgson, Perez up front. There you go. Another great start for the 83 Milan. Now he's working his way in, grabbing some gears. It's Khan, Perez, and the Milan. Now with Hodgson in tow.
Number 1. It might seem simple, but to ride faster and safer, first of all, your bike needs to be in great condition. This means having new tires that match, fresh brake pads, and clear brake fluid. Your fork seals shouldn't be leaking and your chain should be well lubricated and adjusted. If your bike is old and poorly maintained, you won't be able to ride safely.
As your first wave makes it out away from the spectators on the runaway street.
Number 2. Don't ride wearing shorts and sandals. It's really dangerous. You could seriously hurt your feet, ankles, or legs and end up with painful scrapes. Plus, if you're only wearing shorts and sandals, you're not protecting your upper body either. That's not a smart move. I get it. It can get really hot in the summer, but there are better options out there. When you're getting into motorcycling, remember it can be pricey. It's not a cheap hobby unless you find some good deals on gear.
Con, Perez, Hodgson, and I believe it's a lot. There's a lot wobbles out of the front straight.
But here's the thing about motorcycle gear. It's not like regular clothes. Good quality motorcycle jeans or a helmet can last you a long time, usually years, unless you gain or lose a lot of weight. And the best part is they always look cool and stay in style. So always wear the right gear when you ride. It not only keeps you safe, but also makes you look and feel confident while riding, giving you a better experience overall. Number 3. Using just one brake. I see this mistake a lot. We're all used to car brakes, right? We're used to using our foot to slam on the rear brake. But guess what? You should use both brakes. Your right foot for the rear brake and your hand for the front brake.
Why?
Because using both brakes together gives you better stopping power while keeping the bike stable. When you use both brakes together, you can stop in the shortest distance possible.
Con, Perez, Hodgson, Perez trying to go around the outside, setting up that left-hander, just not close enough yet.
Just using the rear brake gives you about 20% to 40% of the stopping power, which isn't much. The front brake gives you the rest. When you use them together, you get the full 100% stopping power. So it's important to learn how to use both brakes together properly. Don't slam on the rear brake too hard, especially at high speeds, or you might skid. And the same goes for the front brake. There are techniques to use it safely. Number 4. In the real world, there are lots of things you need to watch out for. What helps is knowing the entrance, apex, and exit of a turn. The entrance is where we start turning, the apex is the point closest to the inside of the turn, and the exit is where the bike is straight again. As you approach a turn, have a plan. Look ahead and find where you need to start turning. This point is usually on the outside of the turn, giving you better visibility. Then stay wide and wait for the apex, which is usually about 2/3 or 3/4 of the way through the turn.
Your first wave race leaders looks like Con. Hodgson, Perez.
Once you reach the apex, look for the exit of the turn. Only when you can see the exit should you start accelerating again. If you keep running wide on corner exits, it means you reached the apex too soon. Try delaying your apex until later in the corner until you stop running wide.
Ever noticed how some bikers stick their butts way out when they ride? And why do other bikers keep telling everyone to do the same thing? It's like the world's got a collective obsession with showing off their rear ends.
Number 5. This old riding technique was used when motorcycles had flexible steel frames and basic tires. But now, with better frame and tire technology, it's not as effective and can even be risky. One problem is that it disconnects the rider from the bike, making them more likely to fall off if they hit a bump. Also, it makes riders hold onto the handlebars tighter, which raises their body up and increases the bike's tilt, making it riskier. Many riders do it because they want to touch their knee on the ground while turning. But for both speed and safety, it's better to do things differently.
Your first wave race leader of Con. Now it's Hodgson who's dying around. Perez for second place. He's gonna pressure Con as they go down the drag strip straightaway. That red bike 101 of Con, and then these 321 of Hodgson in tow.
Professionals lean off the bike to reduce how much the bike tilts, which gives them more grip on the road. So rather than sticking your butt out, focus on getting your head and chest closer to the inside of the bike. That's what helps you go faster and safer. Number 6. Instead of forcing the corner, let it come to you. There's an old saying in racing, the fastest riders use their brakes the most.
But what does that mean?
It doesn't mean slamming on the brakes at the last second, which is risky. Racing is thrilling because of this technique, but it also leads to many crashes, especially at the start or mid-turn when riders enter too fast. The fastest riders use the brakes the most, means they start braking early and gently and keep braking for a while. If you brake hard at the last second and the turn is tighter than expected, you're in trouble. But if you brake early, lightly, and for longer, you have more options. If the turn is tighter, you can add more brake. If the turn is not as tight as you expected, you can ease off the brakes a little bit. Entering turns is riskier than coming out, so be careful entering. Save some speed for accelerating out of the turn. Remember, you should always exit a turn faster than you entered it.
Hodgson trail brake deep into one. All four fingers on that front brake lever as he came through the apex. Now gets up well off the center line of that machine, trying to catch Farouk Khan on the 101.
Number 7. Don't get tunnel vision. When riding at night, it's easy to fall into a state of fatigue and boredom, causing your mind to play tricks on you. Shadows can deceive you, making you see things that aren't really there. To combat this, it's crucial to stay alert and avoid tunnel vision. Instead of solely focusing on the road ahead, make a conscious effort to regularly scan your surroundings. By keeping your eyes moving and taking in the bigger picture, you'll remain aware of your surroundings and potential hazards. Avoid tinted visors. It's not safe to wear a tinted visor at night. Tinted visors are meant for daytime to reduce glare, but at night they make it harder to see in low light. Bonus tip, stay sharp and awake. Riding at night can be physically and mentally demanding, as the reduced visibility and increased fatigue can take a toll on your concentration.
As Khan challenged by Hodgson all over the back as Rose now is going to slow down Perez just a little.
To counteract this, it's essential to take short breaks frequently. These breaks will not only give your body a chance to rest, but also help you stay mentally sharp and awake. Use these moments to stretch your legs, grab a snack, or simply take a few deep breaths to rejuvenate yourself. By incorporating regular breaks into your night riding routine, you'll be able to maintain your focus and react swiftly to to any unexpected situations that may arise.
Con goes wide. Joshua Hodgson up inside. Not enough to show the wheel, but enough to make sure Con knows he's there. Knocks it on heaven's door. Joshua Hodgson on that 321. Hodgson around the outside of Con. Can't make it stick, but a great opportunistic pass to at least let Con know that I am here and I am not going anywhere. Here comes Hodgson on the outside of the one. Hodgson gonna try and go around the long way, setting up for that right-hander. Con drifts slightly off center line. And a defensive move there by Con.
Number 8. Hold on to those handlebars like you're holding a bag of chips, not like you're wrestling a stubborn pickle jar lid. Hold on to your handlebars firmly, but not too tightly. If we grip too hard, our arms and shoulders get stiff, making it difficult to control the bike. Instead, use your legs to grip the motorcycle like you would with a horse. Squeeze your knees against the gas tank, which allows your upper body to stay relaxed and handle the bike better.
There's a gaggle of bikes coming up from around the last corner. Here comes Hodgson. Now Perez trying to keep up. Grabbing the back end of Joshua Hodgson's 321 machine. As Hodgson's got it tied tightly to the back of Con. Waiting for that one mistake to pounce. Now let's see if Joshua goes up the inside. Josh goes up the inside, cuts the frame down as he tries to go to the inside right-hander. I'm not too sure if Con allowed him enough room to get around that right-hander or not. It looked like Hodgson was up the inside. We'll have to wait to see the call on that as Con carries on out front.
Number 9.
When did the very first motorcycle race happen?
Well, as soon as someone built a second motorcycle, it's like it's in the DNA of motorcycle folks to race from the get-go. Feeling the need to keep up or be the first can lead to accidents. When riders push themselves to go faster than they're comfortable with, they make more mistakes and their riding gets much worse. We've seen riders who were doing great suddenly start riding poorly just by speeding up a little. Anyone can twist the throttle to go faster, but that alone doesn't make you a fast rider. Even if you're willing to take more risk than your friends, it doesn't mean you're fast. Number 10. Here's the key to being a fast and safe motorcyclist. Slow hands make fast riders.
How do you get slow hands?
By looking far ahead. When we stare at the ground, we feel like we're going faster and get more anxious, but if we look ahead, everything seems slower and we have more time to react.
Don into one, goes deep, has to brake. Now gets on the gas and makes that turn. Not under pressure at all. Con almost makes a mistake and runs out into the grass. Faraz currently in second place.
I get it. Many of us worry about gravel on the road, so we stare down to spot it. But that's not the best strategy, because by the time we see it, it might be too late to do much. Instead, look far down the road so you can spot any hazards early and have time to react. The further ahead we look, the smoother our movements are, and that's important. Smooth movements mean we're less likely to lose control of the bike or slip on the road. So if there's one thing you remember from this, it's to look far ahead. Slow hands make fast riders, and having a good visual lead is crucial for safe riding.
A lot. Carries on through. I believe that relegates a lot into third place after Hodgson unfortunately cuts the front end onto that right-hander. second.
Thanks for watching. If you want me to talk more about any of these topics, just leave a comment below.
You're right.